As a country, we have had some crisis on water across the country. Either estates have flooded, some fertile people have lost lives, unfortunately. And this made me think about, as I'm engaged, having a session on crisis management with a team from one of the circles in Kenya about how do you handle a crisis when it comes across, especially on an organizational level. The first important thing to do is to identify there are several stages of crisis management. There is what you call the pre-crisis period, where you need first of all to identify what is a crisis and maybe have detection mechanism. I know for our country this particular rains had been predicted by the meteorological department in Kenya, but of course there was some dismissal. The critical thing is you need to have detection mechanisms, and you need to also to be able now to organize your resources and be ready, people, resources, and even the logistics and the mindset and the information around the crisis. And you require to train people from across different parts of government, people from across, especially now for that particular case. If it's an organization, everybody across the organization requires to be tuned that this crisis is likely to occur and when it can occur, and how do we handle it when it occurs. So that is a pre-crisis period. Then you come to the crisis response time. The crisis has occurred. First important thing to do is to find control mechanisms of ensuring that you handle it and it doesn't overflow, become too big. Then orchestrate. Orchestrate is a management period, management time. The people, the infrastructure, the resources to get the people who are affected. And of course, you look for a solution. So the crisis response revolves how you control, how you orchestrate, and how you solve the crisis. Solution means either you move people, like Kenya, we were moving people to high ground, or we were giving them makeshift tents, food, and of course the final solution is to also look at, how do we gully the areas so that water flows, how do we unclog maybe drainage systems that have already clogged. Now, after the crisis response period, you come to the post-crisis, a period of review. How did we do? Were we prepared? Can we do it better next time? As an organization, which are the areas we felt we were weak, we can do better? And you now, of course, envision a scenario where this particular situation can happen in the future, and how can you be able to handle it? And remember, if this is your first time on this channel, hit the subscription button so that whenever we post, you are the first one to see. So the envisioning means you're looking at the future in case of another crisis happening, and you also train your people again. You can never underestimate the power of training, preparedness. People are prepared. They know it can easily happen any other time, and how can they respond when it happens that time. All the best. If you're in a crisis, you'll be able to handle it. If you are coming out of one, do the post-crisis analysis so that you can be prepared the next time it happens.